Hello, and welcome to the 7th episode in this ALTTP NMG speedrun tutorial. In the last episode, we slashed textiles, killed enemies for money, and played tennis with a wizard. In this episode, we are going to cover item dashing, time-saving explosions, and hammer expansion. There's not a lot in terms of new tech here, so I'll explain it where it's relevant. One thing to note is that this is one of the larger gatekeepers of the speedrun. Since we skip a lot of heart pieces in the run, you'll have relatively low health, but there are places to collect fairies along the way if you need to bottle some. There are some execution heavy rooms as well as a double pixel perfect bomb jump, which requires a little bit of practice. I will go through both the beginner and advanced strats for this dungeon. Before we get on to the run, be sure to support the channel by liking and subscribing. It takes a lot of time to make these videos, and I appreciate all the kind words and support you've given me along the way. Alright, enough of that. Let's pick up where we left off last episode. We were warped to the Dark World, or Corrupted Golden Land, by the wizard Agnum, or Aga for short, and we need to head into the Palace of Darkness for our first crystal. First, we need to get off the pyramid. Charge your sword as you walk down the first set of steps, do a quick hop off the ledge, and then perform a spin speed on the second set of steps here. You want to do this early so that you can move diagonally down the steps, which will speed up your movement while on the stairs. There's a fairy in the left tree here, bonk into it to set it free, capture it in a bottle if you need to. If not, skip it, go to the right, and we'll dodge the enemies along the way. You can reset up your spin speed after bonking into the tree for your fairy, so that you can make it to the next screen faster. Dash along the wall here to avoid enemies, dash down to the puddle, turn right, and dash to the next screen. Dash up along the diagonal here to manipulate an enemy on the next screen. Dash right to the right side of this tree, and dash up. Move to the right, and dash up. The bird shouldn't hit you if you are fast enough. There is a fairy in the tree over here. If you need it, just bonk into it to set it free, and capture it or use it. Now we'll take a nice jaunt through these bushes. Kill or avoid enemies as you come across them. For the most part though, you can just dash through them. Walk through this bush maze and we'll get stalked by a monkey. He will want 10 rupees to follow you around. You don't really have a choice, just buy him off. If you get hit, the monkey runs away and you need him again. This is why you really need 110 rupees as a minimum, but 120 is ideal as it gives you a little room for error. Dash up to the entrance and cancel your dash just before you get to the door. If you don't, the cutscene here takes a little longer. Kiki, the monkey, will ask you for more money. Give him another 100 rupees for him to do some animal labor and open the door for you. Once inside, equip your mirror and head over to the left. You can either dash past the mini Helma or just pick up the pot and kill him. Go downstairs. Pick up the lower left pot for the switch and open the chest. Mirror once you have the key. And go straight up. Both these pots have bombs, so collect some if you need some. You should have 3 or 4 bombs to be safe. Go through the key lock door, dash up, right, and dash up to fall down the pit. Pick up the pot and activate the switch. Mirror once you have the key. Go back up through the door and equip bombs. This time we will dash up and to the left. As you walk towards the cracked floor, drop a bomb and pick it up with the A button. Throw it when Link is at the second line on the railing. Walk past the bomb and hang out at the upper portion of the cracked floor. This will make it so that when the bomb explodes, it breaks the floor and you will be able to fall without taking damage from the bomb. Equip the mirror and dash up and right and through the locked door. Open the chest for the big key and mash the Y button to get through the text and to get back to the start again. Once again, we're gonna go straight up. Collect bombs if you need them. In the next room, dash up, right, and then up. Push the block to the right and dash up to the door. Open the chest here for a small key, and then jump off the ledge and go up the stairs. We can dash along the bottom of the rail here in order to set up a key dash through the locked door. Cancel your dash when you're in front of the door, perform a dash turn, in order to do a key dash through the locked door. This is where the route will diverge a little bit. If you're not comfortable doing the hammer jump just yet, all you need to do here is pick up the pot, throw it at the mini Helmesor, then equip bombs, and throw one under the big chest to open the wall. Avoid the second mini Helma, and just go to the right. Take the right staircase down and dash downward. You can collect money here if you want, but it's not really needed. Open the right chest, go to the left, and dash up. You can ignore the chest on the left. Once upstairs, go back to the left and walk past the collapsing bridge, and open the door. Walk through the maze, skipping the first chest. The chest we want is the lower one for a key. Once you have the key, equip your mirror and walk up towards the hole we made in the wall earlier. Open the big chest for our MC hammer. Use the mirror for what will hopefully be the last time. If you are incorporating the hammer jump into your run, just know that there's a couple different ways to do this depending on your comfort level. The reason this trick is so difficult for new runners is that you don't get unlimited time to pull it off. This bridge starts collapsing soon, and you only have a few seconds to get it right. This trick is double pixel perfect, meaning that the bomb has only one Y coordinate that works, and Link has to be standing on a different Y coordinate as well. The X coordinate is pretty free though. Method 1. Sword lineup. You can use your sword to help align Link to the correct position. This is a little risky for beginners, as getting the correct position bufferless takes practice. You can use the select menu to help buffer your movement a little, but you don't have a lot of time. You want the bottom edge of your sword to fit into the gap in the floor graphic. This is where you will place your bomb. Then you want to move Link to this position, where the sword is covering the wick of the bomb. You can verify your position by using the start menu. If you see 3 pixels in height of the bomb's shadow under the main menu portion, you are in the right place. Wait for the bomb to explode, and as Link is being pushed towards the big chest, hold up. Once you're on the platform, place a bomb in the crack and open the chest. Collect the hammer, go through the opening, grab the bottom chest for a key, and mirror back to the beginning. The more advanced version of this is getting Link into position, placing 2 bombs. Pick one up, throw it at the crack in the wall, and then get into the position for the hammer jump. This takes some serious practice as the timing is super tight. Method 2. Start menu buffering. This is the most common method used since it buys you some time. This is also a good strat to learn for randomizer in case you come here with no sword, or if you feel like doing a swordless run. Get into position, and use the menu to find the correct pixel to stand on. I try to get as close to the correct position as I can, and then open the start menu to see how far off I am. I use the wall here as a guide to show me the correct pixel. I look at the top of the A items menu, just to verify my position. When the menu looks like this in relation to the wall, I know I have the right spot. Face to the right, and place a bomb here. As with the previous method, you can either place the bomb, get into the correct position with the 3 pixels of the bomb's shadow showing up underneath the menu, and blow up the wall after the jump, or you can place 2 bombs, throwing one, and then getting into position. This setup gives you a little bit more time to throw the second bomb, but it's still a tight window, and it will require some practice. After you make it to the big chest, open it for the hammer, go through the opening of the wall, grab the small key from the bottom chest, and use your mirror. Now we want to switch over to our bow. Hopefully you still have an arrow, since you will need at least 7 arrows optimally if you don't have sword beams. If you don't have arrows, don't worry about it, there is a backup strategy. First we want to dash up. Dash past the bomb pots, dash up and to the right, push the block just as before, and dash up. There is a crystal switch to our left. If we put Link to the right of the chest and offset a little down, we can hit the switch with an arrow. If you have full health here, you can use a sword beam. You will likely not have full health because you just did a bomb jump, but you may have gotten lucky with a heart drop somewhere, and you'll be able to hit the switch with a beam instead of an arrow. If you have no arrows or sword beams, you will want to dash up, go up the stairs, and dash to the center of the bridge, and drop down to the lower platform. Pick up the lower right pot and throw it at the switch, which will open the path. If you miss with the pot, you can also throw a bomb at it. Go through the door on your right. This room is affectionately known as the sexy statue room. To be clear, no one finds these statues sexy. It's the way you can move the statues that are sexy. First, there are pots on the left that have health if you need it. Optimally, you will fill up on health to have sword beams for the next portion of this dungeon. Otherwise, we can do one of two things here. You can equip your hammer and do an item dash through the pots on the right. An item dash is performed by pressing Y and A on the same frame. Cancel your dash as you get to the top. You should really only do this if you don't have arrows, since you can use the hammer in the next room. If you have arrows, just pick up the pots. Now for the sexy statue push. Since we are approaching the statue from the top, we can start moving it to the right as we walk down. This puts it into the position we need. We can then start pushing up as we round to the bottom of the statue. This is the most efficient way of getting the statue to the switch, but it does take a little practice. As you push the statue up, you should wiggle link left and right to move the statue a little faster. Once the statue is on the switch, go up the stairs and through the door. This room is optimally done with arrows. If you had arrows for the switch and you didn't change over to the hammer, you will still want to fire one arrow up, one to the left, one to the right, and then up again. If you need more arrows, there are some under pots here. If you had none when you walked in this room, just hammer the green mimics, pick up the arrows into the pot, switch to your bow, and kill the red mimic. You can manipulate the mimics by slashing your sword and holding a direction. You will not move, but the mimics will. If you have difficulty with the red mimic shooting you, hold out your sword while facing the direction of the mimic, and walk side to side to get him in front of you. Shoot him twice. In this room, walk up immediately and use a sword beam to hit the switch. If you don't have enough health for sword beams, just fire an arrow at it. Move down once the spike passes, and fire an arrow at the statue. Switch to your hammer before walking down the stairs. Once downstairs, we use the hammer on the whack-a-moles on the floor to the left. This will almost always flip the turtle. Walk a little left and up, and use sword beams on the crystal switch. If you don't have sword beams, use the boomerang or arrows and switch back to the hammer. Go through the locked door on your left. Use the hammer on the turtle here to flip him. You don't need to kill him, so just walk past him and walk down. Make sure to charge your sword before you walk through the door. Optimally, this room is done by walking a little bit diagonally down and to the right. Use the hammer, which should flip 4 turtles. Then walk down, hammering the lower 2 turtles, which should kill them, and flip the other 2. Release your sword spin, which should kill the 2 you just flipped. Go back up, hammer the left, and then the right turtle. If done right, this is done without any of the turtles flipping themselves back over. It takes a little practice to get the timing down, but it's very rewarding when you do. Alternatively, just kill the turtles as best you can, walk to the right when the door opens. Walk around the blocks and push this block down, and head into the portal. Walk up, hammering the turtles as you walk by, open the big door, and let's meet King Helmesor. First things first, there are 2 stages to this fight, one with the mask on and one with the mask off. Stage 1. He will move 3 times, and then either swing his mighty tail, or shoot a fireball out of his mouth. The tail swing is easy enough to avoid, just stay in front of him. The fireballs are a little trickier. It will come out as 1 ball, and split into 3. One will go up, the other 2 will go left and right. Each of these 3 balls will shoot in diagonals, so you can stay in the center of the 3 to avoid damage. Alternatively, if his mask is not broken, you can try to get some hits in to despawn the fireballs when the mask breaks. There are 2 ways to break the mask. You can either use bombs, which is very tricky and relatively slow, or you can use the hammer. It takes 5 bombs to break the mask, or 17 hammer hits. If you are going to use the hammer, there are 3 ways to do it. You can either hold out your sword, so you don't turn around when you hit him, and it extends the hammer hitbox a little bit. You can also use this to set up a spin speed for later that makes killing him in phase 2 a little easier. You can also just walk up and hit him, turn around and do it again, which is a little bit faster. Or third, you can perform a spin speed right away, which will extend your hammer hitbox and set up for a faster phase 2 kill. No matter which method you pick, they are pretty close time-wise. The important part is to avoid taking too much damage here. This can be a tough fight, but once you learn his patterns, it's much easier. Once you break off the mask, he will move faster. He will charge at you, swing his tail, and shoot fireballs. If you have spin speed active, which you can tell if you can't swing your sword, just stand in front of him when he stops moving and hit him 4 times with a hammer. You can also use arrows if you have a lot. It takes 8 arrows to kill Helma, and can be difficult when he's moving around. If you don't want to use spin speed, you can hold out your sword to extend your hammer's hitbox and hit his face 3 times, and then release your sword spin for the final blow. All of these strats do take some practice, and I would recommend booting up the practice hack and seeing which one you are most comfortable with before deciding in the run which one you are going to try. Once he's down, pick up the heart and then stand in the middle of the room, with the shadow of the crystal giving Link a mustache for the quick pickup. There will be a lot of text here, so mash your face buttons, A, B, Y, and X, to get through it faster. Don't forget to split your timer when the cutscene ends and we get that wonderful sword swish and tink noise. That's it for this segment, and what a segment it is. Once you get through this one though, the run does get a little bit easier for a little bit. There are some other roadblocks, but our equipment will get substantially better in the next couple segments. In the next episode, we're going to save a duck, piss off a bat, exchange drugs for goods and services, and help a blind girl see the light. For now though, I want to give a quick shout out to Hacksaw for helping me organize my thoughts for this series, and Rabid Bluejay for designing the thumbnail for the series. Links to both of their channels are in the description below. That's it for now, we'll see you in the next episode.